Okay friends, so today in this lecture we will discuss about the AC voltmeter. So in the previous lecture we have discussed how we can measure the DC voltage using a electronics meter. But today we will see how we can measure the AC voltage using a ordinary voltmeter. Then we will discuss about a electronics AC voltmeter. So what is the simple principle for measuring the AC voltage? So So to understand how to measure the AC voltage, we will understand that what is our ordinary DC voltmeter. In ordinary DC voltmeter, we use the galvanometer. This galvanometer is there, and when we are connecting a high resistance in series with the galvanometer, then this construction is known as a voltmeter. This is a multiplier resistance. We call this as a RS. Galvanometer has an internal resistance Rn, and it has a full scale deflection current IFSD. Then you can convert this in the range of a voltage V. So here this voltage V means for that we have to calculate the value of RS, and it is a well-known formula is there. RS is given by VDC upon a IFSD minus RF. So here by connecting this value of RS, you can convert your galvanometer into a voltmeter. But now, if I will apply a AC voltage here at this input, if we apply the AC voltage, then what will be the deflection in the meter? So understand that basically whatever the galvanometer we have, this galvanometer is measuring the average value of the voltage or the average value of the current. And if we have a sine wave like this, then the average value of the sine wave is always 0. And therefore, when we apply directly a AC voltage to the galvanometer or a DC voltmeter, then it indicates a 0. And basically, why it indicates a 0? So try to understand that the galvanometer has this kind of a scale, and in the center we have a 0. Then on this left hand side, the positive voltage is there, negative voltage is there. Now the pointer is in the center. Now when we apply a AC voltage, so in AC voltage we have a positive cycle. So when the positive cycle will be applied, then the pointer will be reflected on a right hand side. When the negative cycle will come, then the pointer will be reflected on a left hand side. Correct? So positive voltage will be there, then positive and negative voltage. So here the pointer is going to be reflected on the right hand side as well as on the left hand side. But basically what will happen, that the frequency of your AC voltage is high, then this pointer is not able to move on a right hand side as well as on a left hand side. When the positive voltage will come, then this pointer will try to move on a right hand side. But the frequency is very high, so the time relation between the positive and the negative cycle is very small. So when this pointer will try to move on a right hand side, meanwhile the negative cycle is coming, so it has to move on a left hand side. Again, with a fraction of a second, the positive cycle will come, it will try to move on a right hand side, and thereafter it will try to move on a left hand side. But due to the inertia of a system, inertia of a galvanometer system, the pointer is not able to move on the left hand side as well as on the right hand side. And that's why when we apply the AC voltage, then this galvanometer So the question is how to measure the AC voltage. And here the galvanometer is measuring the average value. So here if we are able to change the average value of this AC signal, then you can measure this. Or if you convert your AC voltage into a DC voltage, then you can measure the AC voltage, and then after you can calibrate your scale, so you can measure the AC voltage. So basically the principle of the AC voltmeter is that you have to convert your AC voltage into the DC voltage. And for that already you have learned in a first year that we can use the rectifier circuit. So different types of the rectifiers are there. Half-wave rectifier, full-wave rectifier, bridge rectifier is there. Now let us see if we use the half-wave rectifier, then what would be the measurement of the voltage on the scale. So remember that here we have a galvanometer. Galvanometer is connected with the resistance Rs, and first of all let us see the DC voltmeter. So here my range of the voltmeter is V, correct? And just now I mentioned that the value of the Rs is given by V by IFSD minus Rm. So suppose I am converting this DC voltmeter in the range of a 10 volt, correct? Then if you calculate, this is a 10 volt, then IFSD of this meter is, let us say, a 1 milliampere. The resistance is a 100 ohm, or let us say it is a 1 kilo ohm. Then IFSD is 10 raised to minus 3 minus 1 kilo ohm is there. So my calculated value of Rs is comes up to be a 90 ohm. It means if I will connect a resistance of a 9 kilo ohm, then this galvanometer is converted in the range of 10 volt. 10 volt DC. Remember. Correct? Now with this meter, in this meter, if we use a rectifier circuit, half-wave rectifier means I require one diode. So if I will introduce the diode, how we can introduce? We can introduce the diode in series with the resistance Rs. Let us I am connecting this diode here like this, and now we have this kind of a meter. Here we consider the diode is a ideal, and if I will apply a AC voltage of a 10 volt, remember originally my meter was a DC voltmeter, and the range of the DC voltmeter was a 10 volt, and accordingly we have calculated the value of resistance Rs, that is a 90 ohm. Now I am introducing a diode so that my AC voltage will be converted into a DC voltage. Now already you know the function of this, that when my AC voltage in a positive cycle will be there, then the diode will be in a forward bias, there will be a flow of the current, and you will get a deflection. When it will be in a reverse bias, the diode will work as an open circuit, there will not be flow of current. Correct? So here now in this case, what will be the indication in the voltmeter? Means what will be the voltmeter reading? Here, if we calculate, then when we apply the 10 volt RMS AC voltage, then it is going to be rectified. And when it will be rectified, so at this point we have a DC voltage. Remember. Now, how much DC voltage will be there? That in case of the analysis of a half wave rectifier, we have calculated that the VDC is given by Vm upon pi. This is the standard formula for the half wave rectifier. So, after converting the AC into DC, this much amount of the DC voltage is going to be generated. Correct? And correspondingly, if I will calculate this, then the Vm is the peak value. Now you convert into a RMS because my input voltage is in RMS. So it is given as under root 2 into Vrms divided by pi. So here we will have root 2 multiplied by 10 divided by pi. And if you calculate this, then this will come out to be a 4.5 volt. What it means? That my AC input voltage is of a 10 volt. But the meter will not indicate the 10 volt, it will indicate the 4.5 volt. Why it is indicating 4.5? Because of this a diode. Because the DC voltage is not exactly equal to your Vrms voltage. You can calculate with the help of this formula and it comes out to be a 4.5. So here if we have a voltmeter of 0 to 10 volt DC, now for the same meter with the same value of the resistance, here this pointer will indicate a 4.5 volt of AC. Means when you are converting or when you are inserting a diode, the sensitivity of the meter is decreasing. So here again, if you want a deflection, remember, if you want a deflection of a 10 volt exactly, then I have to change my formula. Here, whatever the formula is there, V upon IFSD minus Rm. Then, now this formula we can write as Rs is equal to, remember, here it is indicating this 4.5 volt means it indicates that only 45 volt, only 45% of the voltage is indicated by the meter. Means the sensitivity is decreasing. So I have to modify this voltage V. So instead of V, now we can write 0.45 into Vrms divided by IFSD minus Rm. Remember. So using this formula, you can calculate what is the new value of Rs. So here, if you have the 9 kilo ohm, then the sensitivity will be less, and that's why we have to change the value of the Rs. And that value of Rs you can calculate with the help of this. So in our case, it is 0.45 into a 10 volt divided by 10 kilo. Sorry. Into divided by 1 milliampere means 10 raised to minus 3 minus 1 kilo ohm, and here your answer will come out to be around about a 450 or 4.5 kilo ohm. Okay? So this is a 10 raised to minus 3, so it is 45 minus 45 4.5 kilo ohm minus 1, so it was 3.5 kilo ohm. So when you are converting your DC voltmeter into a AC voltmeter, then the series resistance has to be changed. Instead of 9 kilo ohm, I have to connect a 3.5 kilo ohm, then my pointer will indicate exactly on a 10 volt range. Remember. So this is about a half wave rectifier. For the half wave rectifier, you have to remember this formula. And sometimes we can also write this as a RS is equal to 0.45 into the range minus internal resistance, that is the Rn, divided by IFSD. Now remember that 1 upon IFSD, it is also known as a sensitivity of the meter. Already we have learned in a first year. So here this is also you can write the same formula. We can write as RS equal to 0.45 into the range into the sensitivity minus internal resistance. Internal resistance of the meter. What is sensitivity? Sensitivity is 1 upon IFSD, full scale deflection current. Reciprocal of the full scale deflection current is called a sensitivity of the meter. And if you see the unit, then the current is I is equal to V by R. Correct? And therefore this unit is comes out to be a volt per ohm. Sorry. It is ohm per volt. Here, in our case, if you say the IFSD is 1 milliampere, IFSD is 1 milliampere means what is the sensitivity? Then the sensitivity we can write as 1 upon 10 raised to minus 3. This is 1 kilo ohm per volt. Means that if the range of the meter is 1 volt, then the resistance offered by the meter is 1 kilo. If the range of the meter is 10 volt, then the resistance offered by the meter will be a 10 kilo ohm. So this is known as a sensitivity of the meter. Okay? So here you can see that when I am using a half wave rectifier, then the sensitivity is only a 45 times. 45 times. Sorry, it is 0.45 times. So if you want to increase the sensitivity, then instead of a half wave rectifier, we can use another rectifier circuit, and that is the bridge rectifier. So in the bridge rectifier, the sensitivity will increase, and you require to small change in the value of the RS. So let us see what is the another type of the circuit. So this is a AC voltmeter using bridge rectifier. So here we we have our galvanometer. In series with the galvanometer, the multiplier resistance is there, and then the rectifier circuit is there. And whatever the voltage we are going to measure, it is applied between these two terminals of the rectifier. So my input voltage is a VRMS. We applied here. Then the rectifier is converting your AC voltage into a DC voltage. Here my AC voltage is like this. But if you look at this voltage at this point, it is a rectified output. Now how the bridge rectifier is working, that I am not discussing. But the output voltage will be this. And in this case, the VDC is given by 2 Vm by pi. Remember, in half wave rectifier, it was Vm by pi. Now, here it is a 2 Vm by pi, and you can calculate 2 into root 2 into Vrms divided by pi, and this is equal to, comes out to be a 0.9 into Vrms. 0.9 into Vr. So this much amount of the DC voltage will be produced at this point. So if my Vrms voltage at the input, if it is a 10 volt, then what will be the indication in this meter? That is a 9 volt. The same value of the resistance. In a previous example, here the same value of the resistance 9 kilo ohm was there. And if you measure this voltage, then instead of a 10 volt, it is indicating a 9 volt. In half wave rectifier, it was indicating only 4.5 volt. But now due to the bridge rectifier, the DC voltage is double. So here the double deflection you can see on the voltmeter. So here the sensitivity is slightly increasing. Instead of 0.45, now it is a 0.9. So here we can modify this formula for the RS. Then it is written as RS is equal to 0.9 into Vrms divided by IFSD minus Rm. And here in our case, if you see, this is 0.9 into 10 divided by 10 is to minus 3 minus 1 kilo ohm, and 0.9 into 10 volt, so 9 kilo ohm minus 1 kilo ohm, so this will come out to be a 8 kilo ohm. In the previous example, what was the value? I think so it was a 3.5, something like that. Now here it is a 8 kilo ohm. Right? So when you put this value of a 8 kilo ohm, then this meter will indicate exactly a 10 volt when my Vrms voltage is 10 volt. So here in both the types of the circuit, in both the types of the rectifier circuit, we have to change a series resistance, and the value of the series resistance is going to be decreased, so the sensitivity is increasing. So in this way we can measure the AC voltage. Now let us see what is the disadvantage of this kind of a circuit, because whatever the diode we are missing here, these diodes are not a ideal diode, and as a result we have some difficulty in the measurement of the voltage. So what kind of a difficulty is there? Let us see. Again, if you look at the circuit diagram, then the diode, one series resistance, galvanometer, and my input voltage. We applied a AC voltage here. Okay? Now, one thing, that this diode is not a ideal diode. If you have the ideal diode, then what will happen? Its forward bias resistance will be always 0. And the reverse bias resistance is always a infinite. But the practical diode, when the diode is in forward bias, it has a resistance RD, forward bias resistance RD is there. Here my multiplier resistance RS is there. So in this case, we have to write the formula by considering the forward bias resistance. Then the RS is given by 0.45 into a Vrms divided by IFSD minus Rm, that is the resistance of the galvanometer, and also I have to subtract the resistance of the diode minus Rd. So whatever the forward bias resistance is there, you have to consider when you are calculating the value of Rs. Okay? So you can use this formula for calculating multiplier resistance. Now, second thing, that instead of a half wave rectifier, remember, this is for the half wave rectifier. But in AC voltmeter, if you are using a full wave rectifier means a bridge rectifier. In that case, the RS is given by a 0.9 into Vrms divided by IFSD minus Rm minus 2Rd. Remember. Why minus 2Rd? Because in a bridge rectifier, at that time, the two diodes are in a forward bias and the two diodes are in a reverse bias. So whatever the current is going to flow, the current will flow through the two diodes. So we have to consider the forward bias resistance of both the diodes, and therefore for the bridge rectifier circuit, the formula is this. So you have to remember these two formula for the numerical. Okay. Now we will discuss the characteristics of the diode. Already you have learned that the forward bias characteristics of the diode is like this. Here the y-axis is a current, x-axis we have voltage. So what you are finding, that you can see when the diode is in forward bias and my applied voltage here is small, means if it will be a less than cutting voltage, then the relation between the current and voltage is a non-linear. Diode is a non-linear device. So when you are measuring a smaller value of the voltage, when you measure the small voltage or a small current, then the scale, if you see the scale of the meter, it will be crowded. Here, if we have, let us say, range of 0 to 10 volt, then here the characteristics of the diode is a non-linear, so the scale will be also a non-linear. So here if it is a linear, then here you can have a 5 volt, you can have a 1 volt like this. But due to the non-linearity, the scale will be a non-linear. And if you see, the scale means if you exactly calibrate, then between the 0 to 1 volt, here the scale is going to be a crowded. So your meter is not able to measure a small voltage exactly. Remember. Why it is not able to measure? Here the non-linear characteristics is there and the current flow through the diode is very small. Resistance of the diode in this region, remember, here the resistance of the diode is large and therefore the sensitivity of the meter will be small. So basically if you want to use this diode, then you have to use your operating point of the diode in a linear region. So when the input voltage is small, then my operating point is in a non-linear portion. But if you see this part of the characteristic curve, then it is almost a linear. So if I am operating my diode in a linear part, then I can measure the voltage exactly. So Q point is here in the sense that the current through the diode should be large. So we have to change the circuit in such a way that the current in this diode will increase. Means the Q point is now shifted from non-linear region to the linear region. Then we can have a linear scale for the measurement. Okay? So this is one of the problem that when we are measuring a small voltage, then the scale is going to be crowded in a smaller ring. Then another difficulty is also there that during the forward bias, the current is going to be flow in this way. Now, when the negative cycle will come, then the current will flow in a opposite way. So the flow of the current, if you see the flow of the current in a galvanometer is like this. This is the forward current and this is the reverse current. So whatever the deflection is there, this deflection is not only due to the forward and due to the reverse. It is a addition of both the current. So here the forward current is, let us say, a 500 microampere, but the reverse current is a 10 microampere. Then the meter will indicate or the pointer will be deflected according to 490 microampere. Again, try to understand that in a AC, when the positive cycle will come, the diode will be in forward bias, the current is going to be flow like this, and let us say it is a 500 microampere. When the negative cycle will come, the current is going to be flow in a opposite direction. So let us say it is a minus 50 microampere current. So the meter is not deflecting according to the 500 microampere. It is also not deflecting according to a 50 microampere. The deflection of the pointer will be according to a 450, because the average of this is 450 microampere. Resultant current is 450 microampere. And 450 microampere, when it is flowing, then it is not indicating the exact value of the voltage. So we have to make an arrangement such a way when the diode is in reverse bias, then the reverse bias current should not pass through the meter. Okay? So what is the first difficulty? The first difficulty is that when my input voltage is low, the operating point is in non-linear region, I have to shift my operating point in a linear region. Second difficulty is that when the diode is in a reverse bias, then the current is going to be flow in a opposite direction. So the resultant current will be a subtraction of this, and as a result you cannot measure the exact value of the voltage. So we have to modify the circuit. What is a modified circuit? Let us see. Okay. So now here you can see that instead of one diode, we are using a two diode. D1, that is our original diode is there, but the D2 is a another diode. So what will happen? That when the positive voltage will come, then the current will flow through the diode D1, it will pass through the resistance or it will pass through the galvanometer. And galvanometer will measure this. Now, when the negative cycle is coming, in that case, this diode D2 will be in a forward bias and the D1 will be in a reverse bias. So, whatever the reverse current is there, it will pass through this diode D2 and this reverse current in the meter will be 0. So, here whatever the current is flowing in the galvanometer, it is only due to the forward bias. Forward bias of D1. Correct? And we can bypass the reverse bias current. We can bypass the reverse bias current through the diode D2. Correct? So, you can solve this problem. Now, what was another difficulty? That the diode has to operate in a linear region. Means you have to draw more current from the diode. And that's why we are connecting one more resistance in parallel with the galvanometer. So, here, if you see the effective resistance, so that is a Rn into RSH divided by Rn plus RSH, correct, shunt resistance. So, here we are decreasing the value of resistance of the galvanometer, so that the more current will pass through the diode D1, and the diode D1 will now operate in a linear region. Again, try to understand why we are connecting RSH, because we want a more current in the D1, and for that we have to reduce the resistance of the galvanometer, and therefore the shunt resistance is connected. So the effective resistance will be Rn RSH upon Rn plus RSH, and the more current will pass through the diode, and the diode will operate in a linear region. Correct? So now when I am putting one more resistance, then I have to modify the formula. So with this, what will be the formula? Here you can say this is a half wave rectifier. So Rs is given by 0.45 Vrms divided by IFSD. So this part is as it is, minus RD. We have to write, because the current is also passing through the diode, you have to subtract the resistance of the diode. Now instead of Rn, we have a parallel combination of a shunt resistance and Rn. So here we can write RSH into Rn divided by RSH plus Rn. So this is the formula for calculating a multiplier resistance in case of half wave rectifier. In case of a full wave rectifier, instead of 0.45, it will be a 0.9, and instead of RD, it will be a 2RD. Remember, instead of RD, you have a 2RD, because the current is flowing in two diodes at a time in a bridge rectifier. So, using this formula, you can design a AC voltmeter. Right? Now, let us see a simple examples. Okay, look at this example. A rectifier type of instrument uses basic PMMC movement of a 50 microampere. Means here the full scale deflection IFSD is a 50 microampere and a resistance of 1 kilo ohm. So meter resistance is a 1 kilo ohm. It employs a full wave rectifier. Remember, circuit with a forward bias resistance of each diode being a 1 kilo ohm. So the resistance of the diode RD is also a 1 kilo ohm. The reverse resistance of the diode is infinite, so we don't have to consider. The range of the instrument is 10 volt AC. Means the VRMS is given 10. Means we have to convert this into a 10 volt AC range. Calculate the value of a series multiplier. So what is the formula for the series multiplier? That RS is given as 0.9 VRMS divided by IFSD minus RM and minus 2RD. Remember here the shunt resistance is not connected, so we have to consider only the resistance of a meter. Now everything is given and you can calculate. So 0.9 into 10, IFSD is 50 microampere, 50 into 10 raised to minus 6. Meter resistance is a 1 kilo ohm minus 2 into a 1 kilo. Resistance of the diode is there. So this will comes out to be 180 kilo ohm minus 3 kilo ohm, and this is equal to a 17700 ohm. So you have to connect this value of the resistance in the meter. It will be converted into a range of 10 volt AC. Now, what is the second part? That is the meter sensitivity. Remember. So, meter sensitivity is basically what? It is I upon IFSD. But in our case, the current is going to change. So, sensitivity can write as a total resistance divided by range. Remember, again it is a 1 upon I. But now this current is not IFSD. Here the current you have to consider according to a total resistance of the meter. And if you see the total resistance of the meter means, here you can calculate this. That is RT is equal to a series resistance plus a diode resistance plus a meter resistance. Remember. So my series resistance is 17700 plus 2 into a 1 kilo ohm, and this is also a 1 kilo ohm. This will come out to be a 180 kilo ohm. And therefore, here the sensitivity is 180 kilo ohm divided by what is my range? It is a 10 volt range, so 18 kilo ohm per volt. Remember, what was the sensitivity of a DC voltmeter? Then you can calculate by taking this. That sensitivity of DC is 1 upon 50 into 10 raised to minus 6, and that you can calculate. Here it will be a 200 kilo ohm will be there. But when it is converted into a AC, now the sensitivity is 18 kilo ohm per volt. Now let us see another example. What is given? A meter movement has an internal resistance of 100 ohm. So we write the value first of all. The internal resistance meter movement is 100 ohm. So Rm is 100 ohm. And requires a 1 milliampere DC for full scale deflection. So IFSD is 1 milliampere. Shunting resistance RSS places across the movement has a value of 100 ohm. Means here in this meter the shunt resistance is also connected and that is also a 100 ohm. D1 and D2 has an average forward wire resistance of 400 ohm. So RD is 400 ohm. Assume to have an infinite resistance in a reverse bias. So for a 10 volt AC range means the Vrms is 10 volt. You have to calculate the multiplier resistance Rs. Correct? So let us consider this. And then you have to calculate the voltmeter sensitivity. So, what is the formula? Recollect your memory. That here we have a full wave rectifier. Then for the full wave rectifier, the RS is given as 0.9 Vrms divided by IFSD minus minus 2RD minus Rm into RSH divided by Rm plus RSH. Remember, what kind of the circuit is here? The circuit is like this. Now try to understand here that IFSD is 1 milliampere and the resistance of the meter is 100 ohm. Correct? Then the shunt resistance is also a 100 ohm. It means that if the current in the meter is 1 milliampere, at the same time the current in the shunt resistance will be also a 1 milliampere because the value of the shunt resistance and Rm both are identical. So when the 1 milliampere current will pass in a meter, at the same time 1 milliampere current will pass through the shunt resistance. So if you see the total current passing through the RF is a 1 plus 1 is a 2 milliampere. So in this formula, when you are calculating the RF, IFST instead of IFST, you have to write what is the total current. And then you have to calculate. So this is equal to 0.9 into 10. Instead of 1 milliampere, I will write 2 into 10 is to minus 3 minus 2. What is the value of RD? It is a 400 ohm minus Rm into RSA. So 100 into 100 divided by 100 plus 100. And if you calculate this, then it comes out to be a 1800. Required value of the multiplier is 1800 ohm. Now, what is the second part? The voltmeter sensitivity. So just now I already mentioned that the sensitivity is total resistance divided by the range. And here if you calculate the total resistance means that you have to consider the resistance between these 2 points. And you can see that the RS is there plus RD will be there. The resistance of the diode is RD, RS, RD, and then the parallel combination of these two. So that is Rn into RSH divided by Rn plus RSH. So using this you can calculate the total resistance, and this will comes out to be RS we have calculated, it is a 1800 plus diode, that is a 2 RD will be there, sorry 1 RD. RD will be there, sorry, in this formula also. Remember, I make a mistake that here we are using a half wave rectifier. So this will not be a 2 RD, but simply it will be a RD. Make a correction. So here now RD is a 400 ohm plus a 100 into 100, and then if you take the parallel combination, so this will be a 50 ohm, and your answer will be 2250 ohm. So the sensitivity is 2250 divided by 10 volt, and this is 225 ohm per volt. 225 ohm per volt. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will continue with the AC voltmeter, and here in this case, we have seen that when we are converting a DC voltmeter into AC voltmeter, then the multiplier resistance has to be changed. Then another method for the measurement is there. If I want to keep the multiplier resistance as it is for the AC and DC, then what we can do? We can change the scale. Means there will be a separate scale for the AC voltage and a separate scale for the DC. But how to calibrate the scale, that we will discuss in the next lecture.